79% ban EU migrants shut borders to Romanians and Bulgarians, say voters. Do you agree with that? Should Romanians and Bulgarians be welcomed into the UK if their if their entry goes ahead into the EU next year? It could allow complete sort of free entry, if you like, to all EU countries. Are you worried about this? Are you worried about headlines like this? Is it borderline racist? Nottingham 9343434. Text not and your message 81333. This poll was actually commissioned by the campaign group Get Britain Out, and their campaign director Tim Aker is on the line. Morning, Tim.
Good morning.
So, firstly, tell me about this poll that you've done. Is that right? 79% of people saying, no, we don't want Romanians and Bulgarians in this country. Is that what they're saying?
The poll asked whether immigration controls should remain. And the point is, while we're in the European Union, the right of any EU citizen to come to any EU country is completely unregulated. You know, from the 1st of January 2014, our borders are open to Romanians and Bulgarians, and the government can do nothing about it while we're members of the European Union.
Right. And what's the problem with that?
The problem with that is we've got a housing and jobs crisis already in this country, and David Cameron has said he's going to tackle this issue after the general election, and that's just not good enough. You know, we're raising this issue now because this is a problem on our doorstep now.
Some would say that a lot of these people, already a lot of our immigrants, are doing jobs that British people, let's be honest about it, can't be bothered to do.
Well, that's pretty disgraceful for people to say they should give up the option of hard graft. You know, fair dues for these people who have come here and done an honest day's work. It's the problem, however, of housing and the fact that the last wave of immigration from 2004-05 of the other Eastern European states, we were told there only tens of thousands would come, but hundreds of thousands would come. The pressure on housing, jobs and services, we can't face another wave as the government are cutting services in the country.
But it works both ways, doesn't it? I mean, presumably this would allow British people to have free entry to any EU country as well, wouldn't it?
Well, we found the European Job Mobility Portal statistics on the numbers of jobs being advertised across the European Union, and Britain came top by a country mile. I mean, we had more than France and Germany combined. We had 170,000 jobs advertised to Europeans. Portugal only had 220. You know, it's one-way traffic.
But again, we go back to the point that is that because British people are effectively being lazy when it comes to certain manual jobs? I'm thinking about picking fruit, you know, working out in the fields in all weathers. Maybe we've just got to the point in this country where we can't be bothered doing jobs like that, and we will happily let other people, migrants, do that.
Well, that's a question for the politicians. Our point is, while we're in the European Union, we cannot have a sensible immigration policy. We concede the fact, and we welcome the fact, that we want managed migration. You know, it would be crazy to say have no immigration, but we want sensible numbers. You know, David Cameron's got a point here saying he wants to get immigration down to the tens of thousands. But while we're in the European Union, we cannot do that. We have a European Union where it's a fundamental right for EU citizens to go and live and work and claim welfare and benefits and social security and even housing in other EU member states. And as we've got a universal welfare system, it puts incredible strain on our services.
Do you think that's one of the big factors in this, that we do have the NHS?
I think it's the National Health Service, and it shouldn't be the International Health Service. Again, this is a question that can only be resolved when we leave the European Union, because under the Charter of Fundamental Rights in the Lisbon Treaty, people are allowed to claim services which they have not contributed to. You know, it's a matter of fairness. If you pay into the pot, you can get out of it. While in the European Union, people can come here, and within months, they can claim services which they have not contributed to.
Just to be clear, obviously your organisation is called Get Britain Out. You want Britain out completely, do you?
We want a free trade agreement with the European Union that many other countries do. Japan is negotiating a free trade agreement with the European Union, and no one is expecting them to join the EU. The European Union sends more to us than we send to it. We just want a simple trading relationship.
Japan's over the other side of the world.
Well, Switzerland is slap bang in the middle of the European continent, and they're not members of the European Union, and they're no less European because of their independence.